What's going on, YouTube? My name is Christian, and you are tuned in to Party Rental Mafia. If it's your first time here, Party Rental Mafia is the channel for anyone interested in or already in the party rental industry. The goal of this channel is to share information that will help you start and grow your party rental business, filled with tips, tricks, strategies, interviews, and how-to videos. If you're already subscribed to the channel, thank you, and we appreciate you. If it's your first time here or you haven't done so already, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring the bell so you can get notified when more content is released. Today's video is gonna be a good one. Today's video is 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things I wish I knew before starting a bounce house business, party rental business. That's gonna apply across the board, right? So we're gonna get right into it. 5 things I wish I knew before starting a bounce house business. Number 1 is if I wanted this to be a side hustle or enterprise. So the way that I got into the business was, again, it was Katie's idea. I was living in Charlotte at the time. She was wanting to start the business. So it was a good transition for me to be able to move up here to Charlotte, work here, and us start our party rental business, right? So we've kind of been running it as a side hustle opposed to an enterprise. We just had a conversation recently, and we're both on the same page that we want to grow this thing for longevity. So if this is a side hustle for you, right? A side hustle is exactly that. It's just gonna be a side hustle. It's gonna be some extra income, right? Pretty easy to do. You don't have to scale it. All you have to do is get you a few units, do those units out, make you some extra cash, or you can go the enterprise route. Neither one of them are wrong. It's just what you are choosing to do, right? And making that decision is going to determine how you run, operate, and grow your business, or not grow it, right? So if you're a side hustle people, you need to establish that way you don't get in too far over your head, right? If you're gonna be an enterprise, you can hurt yourself by running it like a side hustle, right? So if you're an enterprise, what you're gonna want is you're gonna want longevity. You're creating something that's gonna last years, potentially generations, 50, 100 years, 20 years, however long you see it. It's something that you have to grow, right? You have to work towards growing. You're trying to scale this. So unlike the side hustle to where you're doing kind of what you can handle, but this you have to grow it to get to that level, because that's what your goal is, right? If you want it to be able to last that amount of time, right? So that's the first thing, is if I wanted it to be a side hustle or an enterprise, we know now that we want this to be an enterprise, so we're able to save ourselves. I wish we would have known this. Matter of fact, let me backtrack. I wish we would have known this in the beginning. That way we wouldn't have made some of the mistakes that we did, right? Number 2 is just getting commercial units and don't get non-commercial units. Getting into the business, you hear bounce houses, you see bounce houses, you see all kind of bounce houses, and you kind of are like, well, this is a bounce house. Let me get it. I can rent it out. I maybe can afford this bounce houses versus being able to afford the ones that are $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 and so forth, so on. You go get one and it's a rental light, or it's a residential bounce house. That's how we started. So we bought about 4 or 5 of these. Found out we couldn't get any of them insured. Found out all of the liabilities and the risks. They're harder to clean. They don't last as long because they're not made to be rented out on a rental basis, right? So trust me, save yourself the headache. Save up. Do, if you have to do DoorDash, Lyft, something else to get some extra income to help you buy the commercial unit that may be a little bit more. It's going to save you more in the long run, or else you're just going to be buying a non-commercial grade unit to end up buying a commercial grade, and you're putting yourself at risk of being able to your business to stop before it even gets started, right? So number 2, I wish I would have known just to get commercial units and leave the non-commercial units alone. There are a difference. The rental light, it is a difference, right? Stay away from it. Number 3, this is a big one, that my summers and weekends are gone. Getting into this industry, You think, oh, bounce house is good money, doesn't need. People are always going to have kids. People are always going to have birthday parties, right? There's a need for some family fun and entertainment. There's a lot of reasons why you can say, yes, this is the business I want to get into. If you're somebody that in the summer, you like to go to the beach, you like to take trips and stuff like that. If you're operating as like a side hustle, which is kind of like an owner operator, or if you, what I call an owner operator, or if you're an owner operator just trying to grow it into the enterprise, and you like to take those vacations and the trips and your friends and family, you're saying, hey, all these things are going on, even if it's going out to the bar or whatever you may have like that you like to do, you're gonna have to sacrifice that in order to grow your business. So during the busiest time of your season, the peak season and stuff like that, you don't want to be hanging out. You want to be working, bringing in as much income as possible, because if it gets slow, things can get heavy for you because the bills still keep coming. Right? That's part of one of the reasons why we operate year round, right? When we do vacations and stuff like that, we plan them for late fall, winter, because it slows down in our schedules enough to where if we choose to like block a weekend or two like that, we're good. That's number 3. Your summers, your weekends are gone, right? So that's the number 3 thing I wish I would have known. On to number 4. Before we get to number 4, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, ring that bell so you can get notified. Number 4, I did not understand how hard and time consuming this business is. Just last weekend, we pulled a 14-hour day, not to mention all the office work that goes into it during the week, cleaning the bounce houses during the week, having a few rentals during the week. The 14 hours was just on Saturday. We still had to go Sunday, and then we had to pick up from Sunday, and we're back into it getting ready for this week. We have a rental today, and then everything is gone this weekend for us. So we're having an event ourselves. We have our photo booth going out, and then we're busy Saturday and Sunday. And so it's gonna just keep going. It's that time of year, right? Things is rolling. It's hard on your body. It can be hard on you mentally. It's key to get rest. You gotta stick through it and keep going. There's gonna be days where the weather's not good. It can go from hot to cold real fast, especially where I stay. You them people in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, stuff like that, you understand. You can get all 4 seasons in a week. But yeah, this industry is definitely hard. It's growing it piece by piece. And that's another reason why you need to know if you're doing this as a side hustle or if you're doing this as an enterprise, because the work that's gonna go into it is gonna be a little different on how to grow it, right? So different processes. There's still things that I would still do if I were doing it as a side hustle or enterprise, right? So I would still have commercial units. I would still be licensed. I would still be Kyoto safety certified. I would like to keep my 5-star Google reviews. I would still get my rentals inspected if I'm in an area that requires them to get inspected. My customer service, it would still be on point regardless of which one it is, right? Right there, that's number 4, how hard it is and how time consuming this business is, right? If you got kids, you got families, it can be kind of difficult. It takes a village to be able to make some things work unless you already have the enterprise and the staff that can do the stuff, right? So right now we still kind of in that owner operator phase, trying to grow to get to where we have some employees that can do the routes, help us with cleaning and so forth, so on, Number 5, we made it to the end of the 5 things I wish I knew before getting in this business. Number 5, I just learned this one. So it's better to get some units and get multiple of those units versus getting a bunch of different units, right? So 20 units, easy number. You can get 20 different units and you can book them out, which is fine. You're still booking them out and everything. Or you could get 5 units and get 4 of each and rent them all out. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna save yourself some time and some hassle. That number 4, that how time consuming it is. Number 5, getting multiple of the same units help it, right? So I can tell you my top 5 popular units right now. Royal, 14 foot, 16-foot, obstacle course, colorful combo, castle. That's actually 6. So we got 6 now. Those are my top units that I have right now. Knowing that, looking at the stats, I know I should get more of those, because if those are renting out the most, you know, it rents out on Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when you have to drop it off, pick it up, clean it, take it to the next location. You know, that can take a lot of time. Or if you're, you know, picking it up from one location, you have to clean it at that location before you drop it off, or take it to the next location and clean it there. If you have multiple units, you can go ahead and account for, okay, 14-foot water slide is at here. I have another one going out. I can just drop this one off there. That way it gets there, and then I can just pick that up and clean it when the time comes, and then when I pick that up, so forth and so forth. So also, it's a great thing if you're looking to scale your business, right? You know what the price point's gonna be as far as you purchasing it. You know the demand from it being like a popular unit, or just what you have if you're just starting out. You know how much you're renting it for, so you know how many rentals it takes you to make your money back and then to start getting into profit. And so instead of having different ones and buying from different manufacturers, you buy from the same people, you get multiple units. Listen, people, I'm telling you, this is great information. I just found this out. This is something that I learned from a friend of mine that learned it from somebody that is doing 4.5 million in Boston. Their season is not long. I'm pretty sure they still do some indoors during, you know, the winter months, fall months, stuff like that. But as far as outdoors, their season can't be long. And they have multiple of these units doing this, right? It just makes sense, right? So we're about to start implementing that into our business as well. We only have one bounce house where we have 2 of the units, and it's actually not one of the popular units. So we're looking forward to doing that with the popular units. So yeah, Party Rental Mafia, that's the 5 things that I wish I knew before getting into this bounce house business. Consider these 5 things before you get into the business. It's something that you need to ask yourself if you have a business partner or a partner that's going to be helping you, or if you're doing it by yourself. You all need to have the conversation before getting into the business. We made the mistake of not having these conversations just from not knowing these things, but we know it now. That's the part of the reason for the channel, to give you some tips and tricks for getting in strategies before you get into the channel. So Party Rental Mafia, Christian, another video done. Hope you like it. As like with all my videos, if you can only take one thing from the video and it helped grow your business, you don't have to do everything exactly how we do it, but if you can take one thing away from it that's going to help you as a better business owner, or somebody that works for the business or thinking about starting one, this is what we do it for. So I catch you on the next video. We out.